are 2 days past Christmas Day. Hopefully, Santa brought you more than a lump of coal. They brought us some losses in the National Football League, but we're here to bounce back on a Saturday. We're doing lines this Saturday morning, December 27th. You got the big old Leon Oliver sitting alongside one of the unwisest men in America, my buddy Scotty Too Hottie to my left, always to my far left. How are you, sir?
Uh, Good, I suppose. Yeah, it was a rough Christmas betting wise for all three of us. I did go 2-1 yesterday, so maybe I'm back on it. Although my old juice reel rank has went from the top 1% to the top three in the last 2 days. So
My bank account is bleeding after Christmas Day. Also, buying gifts, number one. But number two, it's Christmas Day. I think I took an offer on this show. And then I had a bunch of bonus bets that I figured I'd go firing. And I actually tried some safe plays, Scotty. You know me and my crazy parlays. And just blood on the field everywhere. And it's nice that the Detroit Lions decided to just stop playing football. That would have been nice to know before the game. Max Brosmer had, 5 net total yards passing or something like that?
3 or 5, something crazy. Yeah,
You
I don't know what the Lions. I don't know, man. Looks like they quit. It was pissing me off. They kept running the clock all the way down to 0 every time. So it's like, okay, we know exactly when you're snapping the ball.
it was
I don't know.
it
It's
was
weird.
god awful, and I was about as pissed off as that chief staffer that didn't want the Amazon camera to follow Travis Kelsey down the hallway there at Arrowhead. What a weird, bizarre scene that was. But hey, here we go. Weird, bizarre. We got Saturday NFL action. No college football on our cards. Yes, there's bowl games, but who the hell cares? And who the hell knows who's playing in half of these?
Hey,
We'll
we
have
got
our picks. What's
the
up?
Pop Tarts Bowl today.
Oh yes, BYU and Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, defrauding us of what it could have been sprinkles all over that Golden Dome helmet because they decided to stay at home. But yes, we got the Pop Tarts Bowl. I don't have a pick on that. If you do, you're more than welcome to share it when we get to our picks
Um,
here.
Seems like all the smart people were on BYU. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it yet.
Georgia Tech offense coordinator Buster Faulkner, I know, on his way down to Gainesville. So I haven't even really looked at any bowl games outside of the college football playoff and the FCS national championship game because really that's all that matters. But let's get into it and get into these picks. Before that, let's take a look at the carnage that is our betting standings. Our friend Chris not with us today. He was picking up roadkill the other week. He was making that money for Christmas presents. Now he's got to return all those gifts because he doesn't look and see that, Aunt June, she wears a size small and you buy her a extra large sweatshirt, just doesn't work. So Chris returning gifts everywhere right now. So good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
It works better when he's not here. I would see his face. And, much like women, I don't like to look at them. So, all right, let's take a look at these standings here. College football, you are leading the way 46-36-1. Chris 41-40-2. And I'm bringing up the rear here at 37-45-1. Just couldn't figure it out this year in college football. But we got playoff picks coming this week coming up. We'll have our picks for that a little bit later on this week. NFL, Chris somehow, some way leading the way at 39-34. I gave up a golden opportunity to surpass him with my Christmas Day just debacle, and I'm at 38-33-2, and you're really lagging back there, Scotty, at 29-42-2.
It doesn't matter what I do.
And now at this point, Chris leading the way at 80-74-2, and you and I identical 75-78-3 records there.
Yeah, liked all three of my bets on Christmas Day, but yeah, when you like something a lot, or at least for me, usually doesn't work out. The Chiefs quarterback, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. We only ran the ball twice.
Yeah.
If he ran the ball one more time, I probably hit my prop bet, but whatever.
Every time I see that kid's name, I think about what is it, Street Fighter? And it's like Hadouken. Yeah, I always want to say like Hadouken or whatever, yeah.
Me too.
But all right, let's get into our picks for this week.
Get ready to cash in on the action. It's time for our expert betting picks.
These picks brought to you by absolutely no one. You want to sponsor those, send an email to info@letsnotdothispodcast.com.
Yes.
That's info@letsnotdothispodcast.com and help
Expert used very loosely.
help you, help us, help you, help us there with these picks. So let's get into it here as I choke, almost dying, choking on my beer. Let's start off here, Scott. Yes, I'm drinking beer at 9:05 a.m. in the East here. This beautiful Green State lager here from Zero Gravity Brewing, lovely Vermont beer. But yeah, let's dive into it. NFL, we got a little Saturday action on the NFL Network. CJ Stroud and the Texans invade LA, taking on the Chargers. Chargers wearing their Superchargers jerseys, a little throwback to the 90s era. You got to love that. Chargers 11-4, Texans 10-5. LA laying the 1.5. Total set at 39.5. Of course, no weather, perfect weather because we're indoors at SoFi Stadium. I got to play on this. Anyone else?
Chris is going with the under 39.5.
Under 39.5.
Thoughts I'll share later in the show on this one.
Okay. I hate being on the same side as him, but I'm on this under 39.5 here as well. This game's going to be a defensive slugfest. I think this is one of the lower totals of the week, and I still think Vegas may be overestimating that. Houston's defense is elite. That's the number one team in the league in total defense, yards allowed, and scoring defense as well. They also lead the league in defensive efficiency metrics, if you like to get into those. The Chargers' offensive line has struggled, particularly in pass protection. Sometimes sustaining drives and scoring can be an issue for them. And the numbers trend in the right direction here. The Texans games have hit the under. They're 9-5-1 on the under this year in their games. The Chargers are also 8-6-1 on the under here as well. And, the Texans and the Chargers both have issues scoring the ball at times. I think we see a little ground and pound a little bit here. Both teams want to play a little physical. This is a weird game, too. It's kind of an elevator game because in the playoff procedures here, because both teams can go anywhere. I think for the Chargers could actually get to 1 still somehow. I think the Texans could get to 2, but then they also could wind up anywhere down to the 7 seed. It's kind of a weird situation here. So definitely an important game for both teams. I definitely think you're going to see a playoff type feel to this game. Give me the under 39.5 here along with Chris.
That could be a potential playoff matchup. I'm looking forward to this one. 2 dark horses in the AFC, which is pretty wide open right now. But yeah, the under should hit, but this feels like one of those games, like a late score, maybe even an overtime over hits or something. Logically, the under is the right bet, but yeah, I could see something weird happening. Both quarterbacks are playing pretty well right now. So, yeah, we'll see. Should be a good game.
These two teams met in the playoffs last year, and wasn't it 24-12 Houston, I want to say, over the Chargers or whatever? So their last matchup, these teams obviously have some familiarity with each other. Yeah, I think it's going to skew that way. But you're right. This could totally be a situation where it's a late touchdown, or I could definitely see overtime in this game being the only thing that kind of screws this total here. Moving on over, the other Saturday matchup. Still no official word on Lamar Jackson. He is listed as doubtful, but it doesn't look like Snoop Huntley has officially been named the starter yet. But we do know that Jordan Love is out with that concussion. We got Malik Willis that's taking the snaps for the Packers as Green Bay 9-5-1 taking on the 7-8 Ravens. Green Bay laying the 3 points. Total set at 38.5 there, 8 o'clock this evening on Peacock there from Lambeau Field. Baltimore on the edge of the cliff there in terms of their playoff hopes. They need this one. Who's got a game? Who's got a pick on this one?
Me and Chris have this one. Chris is on the Packers -3, and I am actually on the under on this one. Lamar Jackson, doubtful. We know that they haven't really been forthcoming with his injury report, but I don't think they would do that again. So he's doubtful. I doubt he's going to play. So, yeah, looking like Huntley versus Malik Willis, which I personally think Willis is better than Jordan Love, but we won't go into all that. But yeah, 2 backup quarterbacks. So it feels maybe a little trappy to bet this under, but I'm going with it. Both teams should be running the ball a lot with the backup quarterbacks in, and both teams have been pretty good defensively against the run. So I think it's going to be a a tough game. It's gonna be cold and windy in Green Bay, and yeah, it might be a little ugly, smash mouth football type of game. Give me that under 38.5.
I had this game on my card as well. I'm going with Green Bay minus the 3 points. You mentioned Malik Willis. I think at this point right now, he is the better quarterback in this system for whatever reason. When he's gotten in, the offense has moved better as of late with him under center. I think both teams are going to run the ball. As you mentioned, it'd be interesting to see if John Harbaugh remembers that, he has Derrick Henry on his football team and actually wants to use that. So yeah, it's going to be cold. I think in the 30s, maybe some rain in the forecast. Just hard hitting. I love this kind of football this time of year. But yeah, I like Green Bay to cover this at home. I think Baltimore's done. I think they're cooked, and who knows what John Harbaugh's future may be. I know a lot of people talked about a few weeks ago Pittsburgh, and has the message been falling on deaf ears with Mike Tomlin before they've kind of gone on this little run that they've been on. What about Baltimore? John Harbaugh's been there a long time. It's the same message from the same guy. It seems like they've been kind of stuck in neutral for a little bit there in Baltimore, just not living up to their potential. Then the injuries keep happening, and then this team just doesn't. It just kind of feel like it's gotten stale. So I wonder what his future could be there if he leaves and is on the court to go somewhere if another job opens, or I don't see them pulling a trigger on him or anything and getting him out of there. But you got to start wondering, how long is the clock ticking for him there in Charm City. So yeah, give me Green Bay to go ahead and put the Ravens out of their misery and cover those 3 points at home.
All right.
All right, moving on over to Sunday, you got the Arizona Cardinals, two of the worst defenses in the league. The Cardinals flying into Cincinnati, taking on the Bengals. Cards 3-12, Bengals 5-10. Cincinnati laying the 7. Total is at 53.5. 1 o'clock on Fox. Anyone have a play on this game?
Yeah, I do. The easy play would be the over, but that is a lot of points, and you've seen Burrow be kind of up and down in the few games he's played this year. So I'm actually going to go with a prop bet on this. Give me Trey McBride over 76.5 receiving yards.
Ooh.
Only 27 yards last week, but I've talked about the Bengals' defense against tight ends a couple times this year. Historically bad. They are the worst team by far against tight ends. And yeah, I'm just looking for a bounce back from Trey McBride after going against the Falcons last week, who are one of the better teams against the tight end in the league. Only 27 yards. I think he comes in and balls out and goes over that 76.5 yards.
Don't hate that. Don't hate that. When I look at this game's not on my card, but I think conventional wisdom, I think to a lot of people, maybe casual people, you look at that two bad defenses, bet the over, as you mentioned. I also look at this and like Cincinnati shouldn't be favored by 7 points, I think, over anyone right now, the way that they play defense. I know Arizona's got some injuries and stuff, but I think, if you're looking for a road team to cover, that 7 feels a little big for me right there. I might sprinkle a little something on Arizona, but it's not officially on my card. But the cards plus the 7 there might be enticing to me.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but I've lost some money betting the Cardinals the last few weeks. I still think they're much better than a 3-12 team, but yeah, we'll see.
Moving on down the line here, a little AFC North black and blue football here, a little Rust Belt showdown. The Browns 3-12, taking on the Steelers 9-6. Pittsburgh laying the 3 points. Total at a disgusting 34.5. 1 o'clock on CBS, America's most watched network, the network of stars. I have this game on my card, so I'll lead off, and anyone else wants to dive in there, go ahead. This game, weather should be an issue. You're looking at about a 75 to 96% chance of rain, potentially heavy rain, looking at the different models there. You're looking at about 13 to 15 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. What does that tell you? That favors the run. That favors defense. That favors low scoring, grinded out game. Also, it favors a situation where it helps the home team cover. Big loss for Cleveland here is just not having Quinshon Judkins. We saw that nasty injury last week there. Hopefully he can bounce back and be the guy that, he was looking like he was going to be one of the better young running backs in the league, but they're not going to have him for some time there. Listen, Myles Garrett, I think he's a half a sack away from replicating TJ Watt's record. I think I saw there's talk that TJ Watt could potentially play for Pittsburgh right now. I know DK Metcalf is suspended in this game. I'm still not the biggest fan of Pittsburgh. I know, they can wrap up the division, I believe, with a win or a Baltimore loss, which will be interesting to see here because if Baltimore loses, this game is meaningless for Pittsburgh. They got the division wrapped up. You sit some guys, maybe. I like Cleveland plus the 3 points in this game. In fact, I like Cleveland to win outright. Pittsburgh's had their issues on the offensive line. I think this is a situation where Myles Garrett could wreak havoc. He could get 2-3 sacks against a not mobile Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, their offense isn't prolific, and then you don't have DK Metcalf as well. That takes away one more option for them, and Cleveland would love nothing more than to spoil a potential division title for Pittsburgh at home and give their fans one more thing to cheer about here. So, give me the Brownies plus the 3.5. Plus the 3 here.
Yeah, this was almost on my card, and I'm glad it wasn't because I agree with you pretty much everything you just said. Maybe wait to bet this one till after the game tonight because if the Ravens lose, they'll probably rush some starters. But even if everybody plays, DK Metcalf suspended, Cleveland, one of the best pass defenses in the league. They're going to shut down Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to just become who can run the ball better. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a very close game. Cleveland will be there at the end. They'll have a shot to win. So maybe sprinkle some money line on the Browns. But, yeah, Browns plus 3. And if the Ravens lose tonight, it probably moves a half point to a point.
I was looking at a couple of props on this game too, potentially, and I didn't want to put this on the show because this is just degenerate stuff here. But in adverse weather conditions, who's the better kicker in this game? Chris Boswell. There's a prop right now on DraftKings right at our limit for longest field goal made, and that's by the Steelers, and it's minus 120. I was thinking about that because I trust Chris Boswell more in adverse conditions than whoever the hell is kicking for Cleveland right now. So that might be something I toss a little prop money on there. I don't think you might see a lot of field goals in this game in adverse conditions, especially if you're Cleveland. If you're 3-12, you got there's nothing to lose anyway. Yeah. So why the hell even kick field goals if you get into a iffy situation there? So there's no need for a long field goal. So yeah, give me Cleveland to cover this game here, but I might sprinkle a prop on Chris Boswell for the longest field goal of this game.
All right.
That is a degenerate play there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on down the line here. Tennessee wearing those Columbia blue uniforms at home, taking on Tyler Shuck and the Saints. Saints coming in 5-10, Titans 3-12. New Orleans laying 2.5 on the road there in Nashville. Total set at 39.5. 1 o'clock on CBS. Who's got this?
Chris has this. He's coming around on my Titans. He's got the Titans plus 2.5. I'll probably look at a prop bet of some sort on this. This game is disgusting. I don't like the total. I don't like the side. Maybe I'll look at Shuck's rushing yards or something. Yeah, I don't know. Gross game, but Chris is going Tennessee plus 2.5.
Yeah, I really don't have a lot on this one. I took one glance at this game, and obviously there's no way in hell I'm touching this, but you're right. Maybe a rushing prop for Shuck, maybe like a rushing touchdown. He seems to find his way into the end zone each week now. It seems like running the ball or getting there almost, and like Jackson Dart getting himself killed almost sometimes doing that. But he's a gutsy kid. I'll give him credit for that. And it seems like those guys are rallying around him and like his leadership there under center in New Orleans. So something definitely to build around. But yeah, I'm not touching this.
Yeah, maybe Cam Ward passing prop too, because he's going to be chucking the ball. They're 3-12. He's already been throwing it all over the place. So whether he's completing it or not. So yeah, maybe pass attempts or passing yards for Cam Ward.
Not a bad play. Not a bad play. Going over to Indianapolis, old man Phillip Rivers and his 97 children. I'm sure they all have a suite down there on the field again. How they got them all into a suite the other week was beyond me. I didn't know they could fit that many people in there. But Phillip Rivers and the Colts, 8-7. Man, you talk about what could have been for Indianapolis just a few weeks ago, and now they sit 8-7, playoff lives hanging in the balance here, taking on a streaking white hot Jacksonville team right now. I believe they've won 6 in a row. Jags laying 5.5, total set at 48.5. Perfect weather, of course, at Lucas Oil Stadium. I have this one on my card, so I guess I'll go ahead and put the first one down. Give me the Jags to cover the 5.5. I know this feels very chalky. I'm sure everyone and their mom is on the Jags right now. They've won 6 straight games outright. They've covered 6 straight games. Trevor Lawrence is playing elite football right now. He's the guy that Jacksonville was hoping that they were getting when they drafted him. Obviously, I know Sauce Gardner is, I believe, supposed to be making a comeback here for the Colts. So that shows that, they still think that they have some life. They have slim playoff hopes. They're on life support, but they're going to need Sauce Gardner and everything else to try to pull this one off against Jacksonville. The vibes for me right now with Indy aren't good. Phillip Rivers, it's a feel-good story. The fans like him. But he's a 44-year-old guy, and you saw it against the 49ers, trying to shot put passes and stuff. You saw the pick 6 there. It's just he's doing everything he can, and I admire him for doing it. Maybe he's doing it for the health insurance for his family. I don't know. But, just Jacksonville's got all the momentum. They're firing. The defense is taking the ball away. Parker Washington is really emerging as a threat for them, and Jacoby Myers got his 3-year deal. He's been a star since coming over from the Raiders. It just seems like the Jags are firing on all cylinders right now. Give me Jacksonville to help solidify or potentially clinch the AFC South, and to go ahead and eliminate the Colts here.
All right, yeah, Chris has he's disagreeing with you here. He's going with the Colts. There's a 6 out there on Fanatics, so we'll give him the +6. I kind of agree with Chris. Jacksonville, I've been saying they're not that good. I might be wrong about that, but I still think they've been catching teams at the right spots, and then they beat the shit out of Denver, who, Denver has been they're good too. Another team I might be wrong about, but they've been very lucky. So I think that luck finally ran out. You said Parker Washington. They just could not guard him last week. It was pretty crazy. But, they're going to Indy. Rivers has looked okay. I mean, better than we thought. He's still, if you're somebody that likes to bets with high juice, I don't, but under his rushing yards, because he could have a wider. He had one that it was like 1 or 2 yards for a first down, clear as day. I was like, oh, is he going to run it? And he started to run, and he was so slow that it took him like 5 seconds to get 1 yard, and he ended up having to stop, and I think he threw it away. But yeah, it's kind of funny watching him out there, but he knows where to go with the ball. It just depends on, can he get it there? There's going to be a lot of short passes, a lot of Jonathan Taylor. I think Jacksonville wins this game, but I kind of think the Colts keep it close and cover.
You ever seen that movie For the Love of the Game? Kevin Costner.
Who's in it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's because he always likes to play baseball players. He's like Billy Chappell, that were pitching for the Tigers, and he's going through, his relationship, his career, and everything while he's out here like throwing a perfect game against the Yankees. And at the end, he's just like every quintessential baseball movie. There's a pitcher on the mound who just has nothing left at that point. His arm's like about to fall off. Every time I watch Phillip Rivers drop back to pass, that's what I think. I see Billy Chappell out there trying to have one more day in the sun on the mound at Yankee Stadium For the Love of the Game, pitching against the Tigers, and just hoping and praying to God that his arm doesn't fall off. That's what I see. And you mentioned Phillip Rivers and his like lack of mobility. I really think that if you put us in a 40-yard dash and you put at the end of that 40-yard dash, there's a tray of tacos, some Modelo, and Sidney Sweeney rating for me on the other end, I think I could beat Phillip Rivers in a 40-yard dash right now.
I think it would depend on who doesn't fall down.
That's very true. How sober am I? I'm at that point. So
I'll walk and be with you.
Probably so. You probably walk backwards and take us both. So yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so Chris,
I'm sure they're already making a movie about this. They probably got Vince Vaughn on the line. He'd be a good Phillip Rivers.
I hope and pray to God it's not the same people that made that Kurt Warner movie that looked like it was like done with like Chinese animation.
Yeah, it looked terrible.
Kevin James as Sean Payton thought that was a bad movie, like, woof. But yeah, so Chris and I on divergent sides of this one. Give me the Jags to cover, and Chris found a 6. You found a 6 for him out there on Fanatics, so he's taking Indy plus the 6 there. All right, taking a look here in Miami, little Sunshine State throwdown. You got Baker Mayfield and the Bucks 7-8. In South Florida, taking on the 6-9 Dolphins. Quinn Ewers making his second career start there. Tampa laying the 6, total at 44.5. And how things have changed. Baker struggled a little bit down the stretch here, and a few weeks ago, people were potentially talking MVP conversations and stuff with him and the fourth quarter comebacks, and that all feels like a long, long time ago in the land far, far away. Anyone have this on their card?
I do. I have another prop bet here. My last prop bet of the day. I'm going Devon Achane over 26.5 receiving yards. Quinn Ewers hasn't been targeting the running backs like Tua has, but I'm going with a similar strategy as the Trey McBride bet. Couple of, I think 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of the last 4, Achane has gone under the receiving prop. But I think he's just too good in the receiving game. You got to draw something up for him, start targeting him more. And the Bucks give up the most receiving yards to the running back position by like 9 yards. They average, I think, 53, 54 yards receiving to the running back position. So, yeah, I think they're going to get him more involved, Achane, this week in the passing game. And, it could just take 1 or 2 catches for him to get over that and break one. So, yeah, give me Devon Achane over 26.5 receiving yards.
Don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. I'm staying away from this game here. I like that receiving yard prop. I feel like these next 2 games, we're going to see less of him running the ball, and maybe a little bit more Ollie Gordon, maybe a little bit more Wright, a little bit more running back by committee. He's just got so many miles on him, and they've used him so much this year. So maybe spread that ball around a little bit, running it. But from a pass catching standpoint, he certainly is the top one of those 3 from a pass catching standpoint. So that's not a bad play there. All right, moving on. Absolutely just gross, disgusting football game. New England on the road at the Meadowlands, taking on the Jets. Jets. They SUCKS suck. Well, that sucks. Sorry, but Jets 3-12, Patriots 12-3. New England big favorites here, 13.5 as they go on the road. I think this is the biggest spread of the week. Total at 42.5, 1:00 on Fox. Anyone dare make a play on this?
No. I'll end up betting something on it, but not on my card, not on Chris's card. You got to go New England, right? It is kind of weird that it's 13.5, but
I don't know, man. Like 13.5 is so big. I know the Jets are terrible, but it's so big, especially for a division game on the road. These teams know each other. It's like, what's New England's motivation factor to really put them away? I can see them taking their foot off the gas in the second half of this one.
Well, I think Vrabel knows how he probably still hates the Jets. Might have them guys ready. The Jets lost last week 29-6 to the Saints. So, I don't know. I don't know how the Jets score here. They're going to need some turnovers in an ugly game. But, yeah, I don't know.
Probably no Travion Henderson in this one, too, I think. So you could see a heavy dose of Ramondre Stevenson, maybe, a rushing prop for him or something. Or if you can get plus odds. I haven't even looked at touchdown odds. There's plus odds on him to score a touchdown, maybe. But, yeah, it just feels gross. I think Diggs has a receiving prop. Isn't he like 4 catches away from hitting something in his contract? As you come down the stretch here, those are interesting things to look at too, what guys need to hit contracted incentives. I feel like he's like 4 catches away from like 400,000 or something like that. So I'm sure that's just juice to all get out, though. Only 4 catches for him, but still. All right. Going down here, rest of the 1:00 games. Last one here, we got Seattle making a trip cross country, taking on Carolina. Panthers 8-7, Seattle 12-3. Seattle laying the 7 points, coming back across the country. Total at 42.5, 1:00 on Excuse me. I should not be drinking beer. It's making me gassy, Scotty.
Yeah,
On
really should.
CBS. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start this one off. I had this game on my card here. Should be great weather conditions around 50 degrees, maybe a slight chance of rain, but should have minimal impact. What should be a pretty competitive game here. The Panthers can clinch the NFC South here with a win plus a Buccaneers loss. They've been really good against the spread at home as a home dog here too. And then you get Seattle kind of going on the road just like a mini bye week. Their offense is a little inconsistent, and the Panthers play pretty good D. I know they lost their linebacker was a Trevor Wallace. That's going to be a blow for them, but I don't know. I have my concerns about Seattle offensively right now, and I feel like both teams are going to ground this thing out a little bit running the football, which if you're looking at the under would potentially keep that total down. But I'm going to go with Carolina to cover those 7 points at home here. Like I said, they've been really good at home. You got Seattle coming across the country. They're inconsistent, with their offense. And then you got Carolina in a situation trying to clinch the division. I don't have the stat in front of me the last time the Panthers won the South. But, I feel like this is – I hate to say a trap game at Week 17, but I feel like this is a trap, especially I think Seattle has – who do they have left? They have another big game left next week. Is it LA?
49ers, which
49ers,
could be
okay.
for the division.
Yeah. So this game is important to Seattle, but it's not necessarily a must win. And you're coming across, and I never underestimate that travel aspect of the team coming forward in time. I think 7's big here. So give me Carolina to cover that 7.
Yeah, kind of a weird game here. Seattle's one of the better road teams. ATS, they're 6-1 on the road this year. Panthers 5-2 at home. But I don't know. I think Carolina coming off a win. I haven't loved Sam Darnold recently, but they are on the road, which for some reason they've been really good. And they do have a little mini bye after playing on Thursday night. So I kind of like Seattle and maybe Bryce Young starting to get expectations again and fall on his face. I can see this being one of those games. You said that Seattle really might not have much to play for it, but I don't know. I think they win this game. It kind of puts pressure on 49ers Sunday night to win that one against a pretty good Bears team. So, which I have that on my card, but I don't think they're gonna not play as hard as they can. I think they're gonna go in there to win. Carolina's been, I don't know, they've been weird. I don't know if they're just really good at home or if they just are really good every other week and those weeks just happen to be at home. I don't know if I can trust them coming off a win. So give me, not on my card, but I'd probably bet Seattle -7.
I got a new name for the Panthers. I'm going to call them the schizophrenic kitties because, you just have no idea what you're getting with them. You're right. They get their claws out more at home, but this team week to week, I feel like they've been the hardest enigma to figure out in the NFL this season.
Yeah, for sure.
They probably cost a lot of people a lot of money just chasing them either way here. So, all right. Speaking of costing people money, hopefully these teams haven't cost you money because you just stayed away from them because they're god awful. The Giants and the Raiders. Nothing like 2-13 teams squaring off at the Death Star there in Vegas, 4:05 on CBS. Giants laying the 2.5, total at 41.5. Brock Bowers out for the rest of the year. Max Crosby shut down by the Raiders. He stormed out of the facility, apparently. Has he played his last game in silver and black? Who knows what happens there? But clearly the tank is on for the Raiders. The Giants just abysmal. We've kind of seen Jackson Dart maybe regress a little bit over the last few weeks. Just bleh. I think Chris has this on his card.
No, nobody has this.
For whatever reason, I thought this feels like a game that he would pick.
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't know, man. Maybe the under or the Raiders. I can't bet. Well, the Giants is 2.5 point road favorites after that game last week. Yeah, I don't know. This is ugly. Maybe a prop bet. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, give me the under if I had to bet it.
I definitely will take this game, and bet on it because I'm a degenerate. But I kind of like the over in this. Like neither team has anything to play for. They're guys that are going to be making some business decisions when it comes to how hard they're playing. Probably, if they want to make some tackles, it takes more effort to play really good defense, just like in basketball. And that's if there's an effort or a motivation question, that's where it shows up is defensively. Do you really want to stand in front of Ashton Genty and try to tackle him right now? And he certainly is showing that, over the last few weeks, that he's the guy the Raiders thought they were getting when they drafted him. And the Giants' run defense is abysmal. I think I could pick up about 6 yards against the Giants right now running the football. So, yeah, I want to go with the over in this game. I think I actually might take this to the window and bet on this. Not on my card officially, but I think I like the over because I just don't. I see two teams, the guys just don't give a fuck. And when people don't give a fuck, defense goes out the window.
True. You mentioned the rush defense. If I can feel confident that Genty's going to play most of the game, maybe bet his over on rushing and or plus receiving yards. The Giants are just terrible against the running back position.
The NFL, by the way, has to really do something. This is a conversation for another day. Maybe we can pick this up the next time we do Let's Not Do This podcast. But sports leagues in general have to do something about tanking. Like the fact that this is just blatant. There's no reason why Max Crosby shouldn't be playing in this game. Like the Raiders are legitimately trying to suck right now. And I think American sports has a problem with this. I know the NBA, you have like a lottery and all this stuff. The teams that win should get the higher picks, just like in business. If you and I run two competing businesses and my business is better than yours and I make more money and someone graduates college and they want to go into whatever field, they're going to come to my business because I can pay them more and they want to be more successful. We incentivize losing in American sports. Oh, you go ahead and suck and then you can get better instead of spend the money, do it the right way, and you reap the rewards. And I know, in Europe they have promotion relegation with soccer. We'll never have anything like that in the NFL, but we incentivize losing, and I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know how you can, because you can't reward the good teams with good picks. Then
why not though? They survived. They survived the crucible of the season. They did everything right.
Yeah, but then all parity's gone. The good teams are just going to keep getting better, and the bad teams getting worse, and then half the games are going to be unwatchable. I don't know. Maybe have like the first half, do some type of lottery, like the NBA, but have like the first half of the season, the worst teams get however many ping pong balls, and then after you're eliminated from the playoffs, each win you get more ping pong balls, something like that. Oh no! I have to. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, maybe
once you're eliminated, reward you for winning. But we need to help out the bad teams. Like we can't just give the Chiefs and the Eagles and the Rams and whoever's good. Well, not the Chiefs right now, but can't just keep giving them all the good picks.
It was funny. This kind of feels like a fundamental, because everything is politics in America. It kind of feels like a fundamental political discussion of,
I was thinking that when I was saying it.
Oh, well, we'll leave that for another day.
The have and the have-nots.
Exactly. All right, heading on over to Buffalo. The Bills wearing those garish red uniforms today. 11-4 at home, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. 10-5. Buffalo laying the 1.5. Total at 43.5. 425 on Fox. I know Josh Allen kind of dinged up a little bit, got like a foot thing or something I think going on, but obviously he's playing. I stayed far away from this. Did anyone dive in the pool on this one?
Yeah, me and Chris have this on the card. There's a couple ones out there. Chris is going with the Bills, so we'll give him the Bills -1. I'm actually going with the Eagles plus the 1.5. I think they're going to win this game. This is a game I would normally bet on Buffalo because I feel like they do have a little bit more motivation to win this one. But like you said, Josh Allen has been dinged up. They've won 4 in a row, so they're due to fall on their face. They just can't be that consistent, it seems like. And these are usually the games they step up in against the really good teams. But I just think they're due for a bad game. And the Eagles, 10-5, they're finally starting to kind of look like the Eagles a little bit. And I think they're going to want to keep that momentum going. this Bills rush defense. They give up the 4th most yards on their ground in the league. So I think it's going to be kind of a field day for Saquon, and Jalen Hurts will get involved a little more in the run game, I think. And I think they're just going to grind Buffalo down. And if Josh Allen's foot was good, I don't know if I would be betting this, but yeah, I think that's going to affect them a lot. Eagles defense starting to look better. Yeah, so I think they come in and they take care of business, get the win, but give me the +1.5 for Philly.
I don't have a lot of stats or anything like that to back this up, but it's just kind of one of those things that feels good from a gut standpoint. Almost put this down as a pick for me, but instead I am going to bet it. It's just not an official pick. A prop on this one, I think James Cook is averaging like 19 yards a game receiving or something like that. And I saw it right now on DraftKings. You can get him at +109 for 15 plus yards receiving. I just see like a swing pass, a screen pass, something like that going to James Cook that he can break one off for a little bit. He can pick that up in one play. I kind of like that. I'm going to bet on that, especially at plus money for under his receiving yard total usually. So yeah, give me a prop that's not officially on my card, but I will take this to the window. James Cook over 15 yards receiving at +109 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. Probably going to be tough getting the ball to their receivers in this one. So,
yeah, Philadelphia. I mean, say what you will about them defensively, but that secondary, Cooper. I always say it wrong. Is it DeJean or DeJean?
I've heard both. DeJean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I absolutely love that guy. I love my white wide receivers and my white defensive backs, right? and black hockey players. I love these things in life. So yeah, that guy's a heat-seeking missile back there.
Might be racist.
Also,
that might be racist.
I saw a guy get a Cooper DeJean jersey for Christmas, and I think he might have actually ordered it himself. But instead of like having it all as one word, DeJean had DE and then a space, and John he messed it up. I guess he customized it, or NFL Shop or whoever screwed it up. Maybe he bought it from whatever knockoff, Azerbaijan website or something. But yeah,
I don't think auto-corrected. He probably thought it was Spanish.
Yeah. I don't think he's Dutch, like De Van der Velde or something. I don't think he's Dutch or anything. So yeah.
I did see who knows if it's real or not, but a post where somebody got a Jalen Reagor Eagles jersey for Christmas.
Oh, I saw someone post
probably $5 somewhere. They're like, I'll get that for my little cousin.
Their family got them assigned and framed, like those like shadow boxes where you put like a jersey in there.
Yeah.
And it was signed and framed, a Kadarius Toney Chiefs jersey.
Wow. That might not be a bad purchase. He's kind of crazy. I feel like he might do something to make himself infamous, and all of a sudden that jersey becomes worth something.
If Kadarius Toney goes the Antonio Brown route or Ray Caruth or whatever it may be, his jersey might be worth something. I kid. That was a terrible thing. Ray Caruth's an awful person.
Maybe don't say I kid either when talking about Ray
Caruth. Oh, Jesus. God. Oh, if we haven't already been canceled, now we will be. All right. Sunday Night Football here on NBC and Peacock. We got 8:20 kickoff here. San Francisco rocking those beautiful, like 1995 era drop shadow throwback jerseys. Brock Purdy and the boys 11-4, taking on the 11-4 Chicago Bears. San Francisco laying at 3, 52.5 is the total here. San Francisco, I think, did I hear this right? They can be the 1 seed if they win out.
Yep, that was the number one thing I have on my notes here on this one, because this is on my card for that reason, or that's one of the reasons. Yeah, they win today, then and beat Seattle next week, no matter what Seattle does today or tomorrow. 49ers would have the tiebreaker. They would jump Seattle. They would win the division, win the 1 seed. So for that reason, give me the Niners minus the 3. Especially if the Ravens somehow win tonight, then the Bears are going to not have much to play for. Even so, I still think the Niners are going to be more motivated to win this one at home Sunday night with the 1 seed still available. The Bears defense has not been good. They give up a lot of yards through the air, through the ground. The one thing they've been doing is forcing a lot of turnovers. They're number 1 in the league on that, over 2 a game. But I think Brock Purdy was a little rough when he came back from injury. But since that game against Carolina where he had 3 picks, last 3 weeks, Niners have only had 2 turnovers. So I think maybe this crazy defense for the Bears getting all these turnovers, that's not sustainable, I don't think. And I think Brock Purdy is going to have a field day running and passing on the Bears. 49ers are going to come out ready. McCaffrey's going to go crazy. And yeah, I just think they're a better team. They need the game more. And I think this might be a Caleb Williams game where everybody's like, oh, is he not that good? Maybe the narrative switches. And then maybe next week I think they got the Lions next week. So they just got to win one more game. So I think, maybe they don't come out as fiery as they have been. Maybe they don't force those turnovers. With all they got to do is beat a Detroit team that's probably going to be resting everybody next week. But yeah, give me the Niners. I think they win by double digits in this one.
Ooh, feisty. You know what? No one's really talking about Kyle Shanahan, but if they went out and they get the 1 seed, I mean, that's like coach of the year. If you look at the crucible of injuries that they've had to go through this season, and somehow, some way, especially defensively, I mean, like that defense early in the year was just a mass unit. It was like a World War II like front line. Everyone's getting treatment and stuff. It was terrible. And you look at where they are right now; they're 11-4. And I know everyone's talking about the first year coaches and what they've done. Obviously, Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen, and who's the other one I'm forgetting? Vrabel. Well, Vrabel's not a first-year coach, but you know what I mean, like first year in New England.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what they've done and the turnarounds they've had, but like what a coaching job that Kyle Shanahan's done, like keeping this team together. Obviously a lot of talent, but just to keep them together and keep the mission, and just when you keep losing parts over the course of the season, it's been one of the better coaching jobs in the league this year. This game, whenever we get two really good teams like this, I kind of just want to sit back and watch it. I don't even want to bet it at that point because my brain can make a strong argument for either side. Scotty, I did bet on this earlier from a prop standpoint, though. You know me, I'm a degenerate for special teams. Longest field goal, San Francisco is minus 110 in this game. Eddie Pinheiro, his longest field goal of the year, 59 yards. Cairo Santos, 54 yards. I think Pinheiro has a little bit of a slightly better leg. San Francisco can be an interesting place to kick as well. Well, Santa Clara, can be an interesting place to kick. Give me Pinheiro to have the longest field goal of this game at minus 110. Not officially on my card, but I will be taking that prop to the window. I already have, actually.
All right. Yeah.
And by the way,
you mentioned Shanahan not getting the love he deserves. I think a lot of that because the 49ers have had the easiest schedule. Their schedule's been pretty pitiful. So I think we all just assumed that they were going to be here because of that schedule, even if they weren't playing all that great. And then you mentioned all the new head coaches, their teams are doing pretty well. So, yeah, Shanahan's not going to get that vote.
Yeah, you don't get credit for when you do what you're supposed to do, even if it was harder than what we think it was going to be for you to get there. So I
actually think it should be Ben Johnson. When you look at Detroit right now and then Chicago.
Ooh, that's a
as
fair
much
point.
as I think he's kind of a douchebag, but yeah, I think he would get my vote if I had one. Maybe I'll get one day.
By the way, if I could, if I could channel my inner Pat McAfee here for a second, we get special teams props, which I absolutely love, but they're all like for kicking. Can we get some punting props, please? Because there's some decent punters in this league that I would like to bet on. Maybe I don't know. Balls inside the 10, maybe net yards or whatever. I don't know, but I want to bet on punting.
Bet on Tressway.
Yeah, hey.
He's back to. So remember last year? So we always talk about when they talk about how good your punter is, that means you're not very good. So last year nobody talked about Tressway. Now this year he's a Pro Bowler, and every time he comes out, one of the best in the league. They weren't saying that last year.
Hey, it's a valuable weapon to have. If you have a guy that can pull out that 7-iron and drop that thing right down there at the 5-yard line, I mean, that's invaluable field position there. That'll win you some football games in areas that you just don't think about. It gets overlooked. I want to bet on it. I do like that I can bet on kickers, though. So I'm going with Pinheiro for longest field goal of the game in this one here. All right, moving on over to Monday night, the last game of the week. LA, the Rams, 11-4, making the trip cross country, taking on Kirk Cousins and the Falcons, 6-9. This could have been a beautiful uniform matchup, Scotty. Could have been beautiful, but LA had to wear those awful goddamn bone uniforms against these beautiful Falcons throwbacks. LA laying the 7.5. Total set at 49.5, 8:15 on ABC and ESPN Monday Night Football. Anyone got to play on this?
No. If I had to bet on it, I'll probably look at a prop, but the Rams. Kirk Cousins is going to have one of those 4-pick games at some point. I think that might be this weekend or Monday night. I can't trust Kirk Cousins at this stage. Give me the Rams. Not on my card, though.
Yeah. I spent maybe 10, 15 seconds looking at this game, just kind of briefly glanced at it. Nothing really jumped out at me that I wanted to make a play on. I don't know, maybe a prop on, you mentioned Kirk Cousins, like multiple interceptions. It kind of feels like one of those is coming sometime soon, you know? Yeah. I'm staying away from this one here. So, all right. That'll round things out for this week there. Let's get to our Underdog Parlay. And I am pissed off because I had a perfect Underdog Parlay, which I know, by the way, Buster did not get his Chewy box because it's been on me. I think 3 of the last 4 weeks has been me. It's been the one to kill this thing. I think we had multiple losses last week, but it's been on me.
Yeah, I had mine last week.
I had the perfect today. Perfect. And I looked it up. It was plus money on Bet365. Then the line moved. I was going to go New York Rangers coming off the break for Christmas, going on Long Island, taking on the hated Islanders. Really like this spot right now for the Blue Shirts to get things going for them. I was going to take the Islanders, take the Rangers, looked at it right before the show started. And they got bet down to like Rangers minus 105, but the Owls were like minus 120 or something. So, yeah, couldn't do that. So, had to switch it up. As 50 says, go ahead and switch the style up. So, let's see what I decided to do here.
Might be a good thing for you.
Maybe. Somebody's got the Texans at damn near even money almost at plus 100.
Yeah, they were a little better than plus money when I saw it. But, yeah, that is me. Almost put this on my card and double dipped, but I feel too good about this one. And usually when that's the case, the team loses by like 20 points. So, I feel like the Texans should win this one. Chargers have been playing really well, but I think those injuries on the O-line show themselves against the Texans. That pass rush at the defensive line is just too good. I think the Texans go in and win on the road.
Don't hate that. Don't hate it. Moving on here. Next up, I believe, is my play. Yes. So give me the Browns at plus 155. I talked about it earlier. Just Pittsburgh in a spot where I just feel like it's a letdown coming for them. And where is it? I thought I had another stat on this. But listen, they have a chance to win the North. I get it. They're going to get in the playoffs. They're going to get bounced quickly. Yeah, we see the stat here. Pittsburgh, 22 straight winning seasons, longest streak in NFL history, longest streak of consecutive mediocrity in NFL. There's nothing special about this team. There's nothing sexy about this team. There's nothing scary about this team. It's like the perpetual, Wizards. I've made the case that they would make the 8 seed in the NBA and get bounced by LeBron and the Cavaliers back in the day. That being said, I think Baltimore loses, and I think Pittsburgh has absolutely nothing to play for in this game. They sit everyone, so take this to the window today before the Ravens game, so you can get in there and get that money because the Browns will be the favorite more than likely after the Ravens lose. Myles Garrett's going to go off. He's going to have 2-3 sacks on Aaron Rodgers, make him feel like an old man. He's going to break the NFL record. They're going to celebrate. It's going to be a moment in the sun for a long-suffering Browns season. Give me the Brownies plus 155 there at the dog pound. And then Chris bringing up the rear here with the Tennessee Titans plus 125 against Tyler Shuck and the Saints. Drop those into Bet365, and you got odds of 1047 this morning. 1047. If while Chris is returning gifts, if he finds a $10 bill in the parking lot, Scotty, because that's pretty much the only way he gets money. He just finds things in the parking lot. If he finds a $10 bill and he doesn't decide to spend it on cigarettes, which I don't even know if $10 can buy you a pack of cigarettes. I have healthy lungs. Yeah, I have healthy lungs. I don't smoke, so I don't know. But what is that $10 buy him?
He would win $104.70.
Nice. That's,
I like this one. You mentioned the Browns. Yeah, they're going to come out. They're going to play hard. I know that. They want to beat the Steelers at home for sure. You mentioned Mike Tomlin. He's like Jeff Fisher +1.
Thank you, Mike. You know what? We should sell shirts. Mike Tomlin is the black Jeff Fisher. That's what we should sell shirts.
I don't know how long they would allow us to sell those. They shut that down pretty quick.
Yeah, just like the Spider-Man meme where they're like pointing at each other. Yeah, we should just do that with Mike Tomlin and Jeff Fisher.
He's a better Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, he's
mildly better Jeff Fisher.
He's Target, Jeff Fisher's Walmart. They're not that different, especially these days. Seems like Walmart stepped their game up a little bit. But yeah, they're not that far off. They're not Nordstrom circa 1985. Yeah. So Texans, Browns, Titans, little AFC action for you. Toss it all together. 1047 there on Bet365, and hopefully you can make some money. And if you got a little four-legged friend like Buster here, give him a little chewy box, give him some treats, give him some toys, and see what we can do there. Did Buster have a good Christmas, Scotty?
Yeah, he did. Got a bunch of stuff. Kind of an asshole, but he goes crazy whenever you try to leave.
Oh, he does. He goes nuts, and I love it. The guy likes people. He's a people person. He pissed on my leg the first time we met. He met me, and what?
Yeah, he still does that.
We're still boys. We're still good. It's okay. Chris tried to piss on me too the first time I met him, and I just threw him out of the car. So it works out, as opposed to the vomit that he left in your car. So
yeah.
Yeah, but that's a story for another day, boys and girls. Speaking of stories, next week we are still workshopping the schedule. We may or may not have a Let's Not Do This podcast with New Year's coming up. If we don't, we will definitely put a picks up for the college football playoff, and then we'll be back here with another episode of Doing Lines on Saturday. We'll be reacting. College football playoff games will have played that point. The quarterfinals, so we'll be reacting to that. Plus, we'll have week 18 of the National Football League, the most meaningless week of the year. Most times, we're going to see a lot of backups and people that we don't know, and people that are trying not to get hurt, and people trying to get contract incentives. Scotty, should be a fun week coming up.
Yeah, be a lot of prop bets on those guys with the incentives.
And I'm sure you
it's
degenerates.
Fun to see how the books react to that. So, well, to me, anyways, it's interesting how they move the lines to meet those incentives.
One last thing before we get out of here: college basketball. Is it me, or is it like there's been no college basketball games? I usually feel like there's games over Christmas break. Sometimes, like on Christmas Day, I think there was like the last day that we had college basketball was like Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. There's been like no college basketball, and they're usually like tournaments and stuff, and all kinds of like one-off games.
I don't know if it's because Christmas is on a Thursday. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe it's weird for them to schedule, but yeah, Christmas Eve just seems like a missed opportunity for every sport. Like, let's move the games to Christmas Eve, NFL, because Christmas Day didn't really work out for you this year. In college basketball, like Christmas Eve is just a missed opportunity. Most people are home on that day, so you're going to get ratings, maybe even more than on Christmas Day. More people are able to sit in front of their TV.
There's 3 games involving Division I teams today. Columbia College, whatever the hell that is, from South Carolina, at UNC Wilmington. Cleary University. That sounds like a place that if you're going there, you probably just shouldn't be going to college. It's like one step above ECPI. They're on the road taking on Duquesne. And then the only game you can bet on is Cal State Northridge, those mighty, mighty Matadors on the road taking on Stanford on the farm there. Stanford 10-2. That's on ACC Network Extra tonight, which I probably will be putting onto a screen to watch. So yeah, college basketball, do better, because I was going to look at the college basketball upset pick for my dog of the week after the Rangers got changed. But what are you going to do?
I was looking at that too.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. We will see you at least next Saturday for doing lines, and it'll be in the new year. We may see you for Let's Not Do This podcast. We need to workshop behind the scenes to figure that one out. But if we don't see you, have a happy and safe new year. Make sure that you get a ride home responsibly, whether it be a friend that's sober or Uber or Lyft or whatever it may be. Or if you're Chris, just fall asleep in the field and let the animals have at you.
Stay away from my car.
Peace.